Welcome to Drawing Conclusions. Today we're reviewing the Cloverfield Paradox, third installment in the Cloverfield anthology. The film stars Gugu Mbatha-Raw, David Oyelowo, Daniel Bruhl, and Chris O'Dowd. This movie centers around the crew of a space station conducting experiments aimed at solving the world's energy crisis. The crew conduct their experiments and, wouldn't you know it, something goes wrong. The first Cloverfield movie was a surprisingly enjoyable found footage movie. I'm typically not a huge fan of that genre, and I didn't really care for the romantic relationship at the heart of the movie. But it was entertaining and it was surprisingly gripping. The second movie, 10 Cloverfield Lane, is a brilliant, intense, suspenseful thriller/horror film. I really like that movie a lot. And this third movie, it has potential, but fails to live up to it, and ultimately is a bit of a disappointment.
Right. You know, there are some good things about this movie. For instance, the movie has a really strong cast. These are all fine actors, and I think each one of them actually makes their characters more interesting and engaging than the development in the script would seemingly allow for. You know, they do a lot with not being given very much.
Not very much at all.
I found Elizabeth Debicki particularly good as Jensen, as well as Chris O'Dowd as the movie's comic relief. And I also really thought Roger Davies was good. He was a standout for me. The production values are also really good on this movie. It's a well-shot and well-designed film. You know, it's high quality in the look and in the sound. And even the idea of the story is interesting, and I think it has the potential to be a really interesting plot. However,
they fumble the ball.
Yeah, they really did.
Right, the plot is a bit of a mess. There is both too much and too little exposition. Quite paradoxical there. Maybe that's where they got the title. What exposition is given clumsily and at wrong times. For example, they reveal too much about what's going on too soon in the movie. Actually, before it even happens. They tell you what is going to be the cause of all the strange occurrences on the space station, as well as revealing the mystery behind how the Cloverfield monsters ended up on Earth in the first place. And this all happens before the first 15 minutes has gone by in the film.
Right. I remember when we were watching it, I said that. We were watching it and this scene happens where this person's talking about what's about to happen in the movie. And I'm like,
right.
What? Why would, and not just what's going to happen in this movie and what's going to be the basic explanation for everything that's about to happen, but also gives away the entire mystery of the Cloverfield series. Like, I was like, really? In the first 15 minutes? And it was done so
badly.
Yeah,
it just kneecaps
really
the whole
badly.
series, in this movie in particular, and I really hate it when movies do this kind of thing. Giving away the mystery before there's even a chance to even have the mystery itself.
Right.
And I think movies like this should really go back and watch Alex Proyas' Dark City. The end reveal, to me, was mind-blowing. I think there was a lot of great stuff in this movie and had a lot going for it. Like we mentioned before, the cast, the look, everything, but it just fell short, and it failed to deliver some really good science fiction.
Yeah, and for me, science fiction is at its best when it helps us to think about philosophical, moral, ethical quandaries, when it forces us to examine our values and our attitudes. And the Cloverfield Paradox tries to do this. But because the plot's so meandering, because the characters are underdeveloped, and the science behind what's going on is both simplistic and confusing at the same time, it really fails to deliver in this way on both an intellectual and an emotional level. Like, the emotional heart of the story, I just didn't connect to it at all. And it's the kind of storyline that typically I would feel really invested in it. And I just was like, meh.
Yeah.
So anyway, should you see it? Well, here's the thing. If you have Netflix streaming service, which is the only way to watch this movie, and if you've seen the other two Cloverfield films, then, I mean, why not? It's an hour and 42 minutes, and you can fold your laundry or do your taxes or kill some time at the airport or whatever while you watch it.
Right.
It's not terrible. And if you're interested in the Cloverfield series, then I still think you need to watch it just so you know where they went with the whole thing. And so while it's not very good, there are some things to enjoy and appreciate about the film too. And there are still some surprising and engaging moments throughout, and some funny moments too.
Yeah, I agree. It's okay. And my overall rating for this would be like a 2.5 out of 5. mostly for the visual styling, and Chris O'Dowd, who actually, in my opinion, kind of made this movie worth watching.
Yeah.
And he's good for that extra half point.
So thanks for joining us for this edition of Drawing Conclusions. We hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let your friends know what we're doing here. And we hope that you enjoy this picture too, which, when you told me your concept for this picture, I thought, well, this might give away too much about what's going to happen in the movie, but since they spoil it for you in the first 15 minutes,
you'll be
really,
fine.
You'll be okay. So, and I think it turned out really cool.
Thank you very much. I had a fun time painting this one. Thanks for watching.